And Jesus comes at his first advent, aka the first time 2,000 years ago. The Jewish prophetic clock pauses during the church age because we are grafted in, as it says in the Bible, in many places. At some point, and I believe definitely sooner than later, the church is taken out of the picture at the rapture. We are removed from the earth. We're to meet the Lord in the air, as it says. And soon after the church is raptured, the tribulation period begins with the signing of a peace treaty. Now that's going to cause the Jewish prophetic clock to start again in order to complete the last set of 7 years, which is also the duration of the tribulation period. So it all lines up. Now Jews and Gentiles will choose to follow Christ during the tribulation period, but they are referred to collectively as tribulation saints. That means people that got saved or turned their life over to Jesus during the tribulation period. They are not the church, as we refer to believers today during the church age. Remember, the church has been removed. Now, at the end of the tribulation period, Jesus returns and sets up the kingdom. As promised in the Old Testament, all through the book of Isaiah, you see it in the book of Psalms and many other places, and clearly stated in Revelation chapter 20. And he reigns physically on the earth for 1,000 years. And it's interesting, it's called the millennium. I believe this indicates the rapture because there's no mention of the church again in the entire book of Revelation until chapter 19, when we return with Christ. We find that throughout the following chapters in Revelation from chapter 4 to 18, God's attention turns back to the Jews and Israel. Here's some examples. There are 2 Jewish witnesses talked about in those chapters. The 144,000 Jewish evangelists. This the 12 tribes of Israel with 12,000 Jews listed in each one. Definitely can't be the church. And the entire world is focused on Jerusalem, which, by the way, is exactly what we're seeing today. All eyes are on Jerusalem. It's called, in the book of Zechariah, the cup of trembling, the breadbasket of the world. And there's more. This is often left out. The book of Ezekiel, but a study of various key prophetic verses in the book of Ezekiel, especially chapter 37 through 40, demonstrate that although the Jews are God's chosen people, most of them won't accept Christ until the tribulation period. Now, these passages also indicate that a small remnant returned to Christ before that period once they were back in their homeland. Now, that's exactly what we've seen. Israel miraculously became a nation again in 1948, just as predicted, but they did not control Jerusalem until 1967 after what's called the 6-Day War, in which they defeated all the surrounding nations who attacked them in 6 days. Check out my video called The Rebirth of Israel.